So friends, this is 1449 Thomas Street. You see Thomas right there? This is where M.B. Parker was, that Elvis worked at. He started July the 1st, 1953. He had just graduated high school, and he worked here in a temporary job, made 90 cents an hour, about $36 a week. And he only worked here about a month. And during the time that he worked here, or either the month after, either July or August of '53, is when he walked into Memphis recording service and recorded My Happiness. So close to the time that acetate was made, he was working here at M.B. Parker. Then he went back to the employment office and asked for a job where he could stay clean, because he did machine work and that kind of stuff here. I'm sure he was a grunt here, but this is M.B. Parker right here, friends. And of course, this is not a great part of town. And this also places him in this area. What's interesting is July the 4th, which is a year and 3 days after he started working here, the Firestone plant is right over there, which is where Scotty Moore lived. And he arrived at that house on a Sunday afternoon, a year and 3 days after he worked here, after he started working here. And a year and 4 days after he started working here, he recorded That's All Right Mama. He had no idea how his life was about to change. M.B. Parker, friends. And I would imagine that this right here would have been the entrance that he would have gone through to go to work. That door would probably stay open, especially during the summer. It's Thomas and Plum Avenue. So I wanted to see how far we are from Alabama Avenue, which is where they lived at that time. And the answer is about 2.3 miles. So relatively close to where they lived on Alabama at the time. So friends, I'm at East Georgia Avenue. This used to be 208 Georgia. Now they've got it marked as 660. I don't even know what the name of this other street is that we're on, but they basically changed the address to this street. Or the other possibility is that the back part of the building was 208 because it's on this street. And you can see there used to be garage doors down there. But Elvis worked at Marl Metal Manufacturing. They made dinette sets. And when he was going to Humes High, he came here and worked from 3 o'clock in the afternoon till 10:30 at night, or till 11:30 at night, I should say, and made $1.25 an hour. And his schoolwork started suffering, so Gladys made him quit. So he was going to school during the day and coming here and working at night. So he was a hard worker. He was trying to get ahead. And the reason I believe that it is this building is 208. It would probably be 200, maybe 208. And you can see there's no other buildings down there. Now it's possible that there's other buildings, but when you go to this side, the numbers are way higher than that. That's like 235, and those are odd numbers on that side. So it's definitely on this side. And I believe that it would have been in this building or in the back of that building, somewhere along in there. I'll see if we can find any more information about it. And another thing that's interesting about this building, it says GMC on it. You see that? But I believe it was this building, but maybe more the back of it. So if you look across the street, that's 257. You see how fast the numbers go up? So I feel pretty confident that it was this building right here, Marl Metal Manufacturing. And it's actually not far from Precision Tools. So we're going to go to see what Precision looks like. So another thing is, how far is this from Winchester? And you could see it's 1.7 miles. Winchester would have been the address at Lauderdale Courts, which is where he would have worked at the time. It's actually 1.9 miles. That's where he would have lived when he worked here at Morrill. 1132 Kansas Street. This is Precision Tools, friends. This is where Precision Tool was. Elvis worked here along with his cousin Gene, Uncle Vester, Travis, Uncle Johnny, and Vernon. They started here in 1951. So they worked here during the summer, from what I can gather, June the 3rd, 1951. So that would have been after school was out. And they stood, him and Gene stood back to back on an assembly line, and they were making 105 millimeter artillery shells. Gene said he figured that there was going to be for use in Korea or elsewhere. He said there was 3 crew members making each shell, and they had these huge vats of boiling chemicals that took the rust and corrosion off of the shell casings. And then they would nickel plate them like a pistol. And he said that there was government inspectors here, federal inspectors, that would weigh them for length, weight, length, circumference, and so forth, every shell that came off the line, to make sure that they were right. So they had to be on their toes every second of the day when they were working here, and they made 85 cents an hour. In 1969, Gene's brother, Robert, slipped and fell in one of those vats of boiling chemicals and was scalded to death at this facility. So Elvis lost a family member here, and Gene lost his brother, Gene Smith. This is the place, friends. Precision Tools. You hear a whole lot about Elvis working at Precision Tool. Well, this is the building. And it looks like there was a building here that's no longer here, but that may have always been parking. But I'd say there was a building because it looks like there was an entrance right there. I don't think it's still in use today. I would love to go inside of it. But this is it. And some of this stuff looks a little more modern. That looks old, but you can see the side of that building looks a little more modern. So I think there was definitely a building here, and they could have worked inside there. I think we'll fly the Glory over this thing, get a bird's eye view. What do you think? Stay tuned. So the Glory's going up, and I'm flying double time, so I'm not actually flying this fast. I just sped it up. And it looks like that front building, if you look at the roof, the one closest to us in the middle looks original. The white one to the left looks like it was added on. The one in the back looks like similar construction, so it could have been added on. But I feel like that the front office door that I showed you and that front door right there where that big garage door is was definitely original. I feel pretty confident about that. The rest of it could have been added on. So I would say the one with the gray roof with the rust on it is definitely original. The rest of it, maybe, maybe not. The thing about this kind of construction is you can have a building that's a metal like that that's 80 years old, and it's hard to tell. But where those 2 garage doors are right there and to the right, I feel confident that's the original building. The one to the left could be original, the one that's long you see with the white roof. It's just recently been painted, so it's possibly part of it. And all of this could be original. I really don't find any photographs from way back when. But I can envision Elvis coming to work and walking through that door right there, that little walk-up door, or through those rolled up garage doors, or going through that front office door right there to punch in or punch out. So friends, after flying over the building, this part of the building, which is where the entrance is right here to the office, I don't think there's any doubt that this is original. So I feel pretty confident that Elvis would have walked in this entrance when he got the job, and maybe when he was going to work, he would have gone in this entrance right here. This part of the building definitely looks old. That part of the building I think is still original as well, but it looks like they put a new roof on it. So from the air, it makes it look a lot newer than I think it really is. But this is the place. And now it is called Unilo Com Product. I don't know what that is. Interesting. All right, so let's see how far this was from Lauderdale, which is where he would have lived at the time. 185 Winchester. So it is 3.6 miles from Lauderdale. And another little interesting, just a side note, is the church that Elvis attended on Macklemore. If you go right up here, there's Precision. You go right here and turn left, it is down this road on Macklemore. About 2 miles on the left. Precision tool, friends.